Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Chalk Talk. This is the last episode of the NFL 21 to 22 season. We're going to kind of just recap the Super Bowl, go through what some of us got right, what some of us got wrong, and then kind of just give you a preview of what we plan on doing in the offseason leading up to next year. So I guess we'll start off, it's state the obvious, the Rams. They got it done. They did. So
super team.
I will retire because of the results of the game. He in fact did what Jared Goff could not. So I currently
put up more than 3 points.
I have to retire the name Gofford for now.
No.
Listen,
now,
if he does crazy bad things next year, he's not. He'll never be Goff because he won a Super Bowl. But when he has Goff-like tendencies, that word might start to come back if we see something. And we don't know. There's rumors people might retire this year. And I don't know, Donald or McVay, who knows? They don't have draft capital. Their team, this is the best their team's going to get. You know, they can't really get better. They can only get worse from here.
Pretty good.
Yeah. They went all in for this Super Bowl, and it worked. It ended up working out, and it's good that it did because they, like I said, their future is very bleak.
I think McVay, there's a slim chance that he retires. I don't think there's a single chance Donald retires. He's just using that as leverage for a new contract.
Yeah, it's probably.
I don't think there's any chance McVay retires. The guy's like 35.
I know, but he knows that he gave up everything.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think
future of the team, and he could work probably a 10th, a 50th of the time in a broadcast booth and make more money doing that.
Right.
Romo makes 18
mil.
Love
of the game. I don't know. Too many coaches are all about the money. A lot of them are just such football nerds and like they're in it for the game. So I think even though draft capital's gone for the next few seasons, they have a ton of big contracts on their roster. Like they're just gonna have to build through free agency for the time being.
By the time they have draft capital again, like Donald's out of there, Von Miller's out of there, Odell's out of there, like the team.
Well, the thing is though, like
potentially this offseason. So
LA is such a desirable place to go anyways, and they just won a Super Bowl. Like they could easily attract free agents and they can move money around.
How much money do they have, Corey?
It doesn't matter. They can move money around, and you saw the Saints did it, and anyone can do it. So it's just a matter of fact of like where money comes out of guarantees and signing bonuses.
Yeah, we'll see.
There's salary cap is just fugazi to some teams, and they can just move things around. There's like, how the hell are you even doing this? But if they're smart enough, their front office is smart. Look at what they brought. They brought in Von Miller, brought in OBJ, brought in Stafford. They won the Super Bowl, just like I predicted at the beginning of the season.
Yeah. I would assume that they try and keep as much as they can together before Stafford's done. They're probably going to try and get a couple more seasons, then maybe kick into the rebuild mode. But
I mean,
they're not going to go rebuild mode. Like they went all in for the next couple. Like next year, they will be relevant still, but then it starts to fall off a cliff after that. I think so. They'll still be relevant next year.
I mean, the only team that hasn't like done what like win a Super Bowl and then just like completely suck in our lifetime is the Patriots, and that's like anomaly. Like that doesn't happen. Usually, if you make it to Super Bowl, the next year you're okay.
Yeah.
But you don't make it back as often as you do. So it is an anomaly. It's hard to get there. People say it's easy.
No. It ain't easy. Everyone's been jumping on, and I know the Bengals, ton of young talent, but everyone's like, "Oh, they'll be back. It's okay. Don't worry about it." It's like that AFC is going to be tough for a long time. I could see it, but I mean,
it's going to be
over under. If the over under was 1.5 Super Bowls to make it, I think I'm taking the under.
That's probably the sharp play, but I just am a big believer in Burrow. If
agreed.
AFC wasn't so crowded.
That's what I'm saying though. Is like I love Burrow too, man. I mean, how could you not? Like, dude is just a dog. But yeah, that AFC is just like a revolving door of talent, of young quarterbacks, and
it's all about like who's hot.
Okay. Also, Cincinnati. It's not like it's first of all, that front office is one of the worst front offices.
Corey, they just made the Super Bowl after they
drafted well.
Come on. What do you come on?
You have 7 starters on defense that were all new to the team.
No, okay, but in years past, that front office is a joke.
Historically, but recent years, they like last year they dominated. There with what they did in the draft and what they did signing people like Trey Hendrickson and I forget who else. But their defense
Eli Apple.
Yeah, that was not good. That was terrible. Eli Apple.
I don't think I've ever seen
I'm just saying
bigger trashing after a game on one specific player.
I was like, what did he do to deserve? Like, why does the league hate Eli Apple?
Apparently, he's just a big old trash talker.
Yeah, and he like tweeted at Nicole Hartman and Tyreek like, hey, he's like, hey, do you guys want some tickets to the Super Bowl? I'll hook you up.
Yeah.
So
he
instigated it.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Oh yeah, Eli Apple was, and so many fan bases hate him. I'm so glad that's how the Bengals ended up losing, just him just getting dominated all game. But Corey, you have to face it. Like the Bengals covered. So we talked about cover. So Alex and I were right there. We had the cover, and you guys again, you were on the right side of who won. But when it comes down to the number,
I mean, I won money
right before the game. I put Bengals to cover, Rams money line, and the under. $10 to win 90. Pretty good. Felt it in the air.
Yeah, on the show though, no, on the under, I swear the text you sent was like 34-32 Rams.
Yeah, you did. You said the under on the show, and then you were like score prediction 68 points.
you literally both you gave the under and the Rams on the show, and then in the text you gave a high score with the Bengals covering. Like either way, there was something wrong in there.
I woke up and I felt the right spirits in the air and just had to pivot last minute. That's okay. Don't always have to stick to your guns. You got to go with what wins.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, I mean,
I had a nice little day.
Well, hang on. Before we get to you, I cashed in on I took as soon as the Bengals got that stupid touchdown in the second half that should never have been called. Should have been pass interference or face mask, whatever it might.
The Rams deserve every penalty they get. And I was hoping that's how they would lose a game, is like a last, like that's how I was praying for the Rams to lose that Super Bowl, was like a face mask or a non-call pass.
Okay, well, that it happened against. So, anyways,
the Bengals didn't get a lot of calls, so that evened out.
Okay,
I don't think the refs showed up until like the fourth quarter, anyway. So
the refs called a good game. They missed a couple calls here and there. They let them play, which is what you want to see
on both sides.
You don't want to see a flag field game.
It was not one-sided.
No, it definitely wasn't one-sided. But I'm just saying, can I get to my point? Was after the Bengals went up early in the second half, I bet Rams money line and cashed it on that at plus like 110 or something. So and then I won a couple tournaments in DFS. So pretty good day.
You got Donald most sacks too.
Donald that as well. That was plus money as well. That was a pretty easy one, especially with how bad the Bengals offensive line was. They did pretty well.
Yeah, they got 7. That was why one of my favorite bets, how it's meant the Bengals cover, and then you bet the over on the Rams sacks, because there's no way the Rams were going to win without getting that. And there was still a chance the Bengals covered. And what happened? They got 7 sacks and the Bengals still covered.
Mm-hmm.
So that ended up working out. And the under Cooper Kupp yards, he got there on touchdowns, but that line was too high. Like the under on his yards was definitely the move.
Yeah.
But yeah, I took down the Millie Maker on Fanduel, so that was pretty wild.
We officially have a Millie Maker aficionado.
Yeah, it wasn't the million like I was hoping, but it was split 90 ways. So I got about between DraftKings, I won 11.5 on FanDuel and like 600 or something on. But actually, no, I think it was like I had $950 in my DraftKings balance at the end of the day. So it was an over $12,000 day for the Super Bowl, and it came on the Cooper Kupp touchdown right at the end from Stafford. But hey, Corey, who was the MVP of the game?
It was Cooper Kupp, well deserved. I mean,
exactly.
Stafford
didn't
fine.
throw the picks, he would have got it.
Yeah, exactly. If you wouldn't, but that's
the second one wasn't even his fault, but
okay. Yeah.
They all got rings. That's all that matters.
Yeah. But that's what, and I had a lot of Bryson Hopkins. Like I kind of mentioned him on the DFS show. Like he was one of my favorite, like leverage plays, low owned. And he got me there. I mean, I played an absolute ton of him, and I had lots of different combinations. If Chase or Mixon scores on that last drive for the Bengals, it's probably close to a 6-figure day, if not more. But and Chase, man, he was open. I saw that replay, but Burrow
but he didn't. He didn't have any time. Like he was open after Burrow was sacked.
Yeah, but Ramsey had fallen. Like if he'd had more time, that still probably would have happened. And he hits him on a 50-something yard touchdown.
Ifs and buts.
I mean, they finally the chickens came home to roost finally on the Bengals O line. In the most important moment of the entire season. Everyone said it the whole playoffs, and they skated by on it. And 4th and 1, Super Bowl. Decided
3rd and 1 too, and they couldn't get
3rd and 1, then 4th and 1, and
we were talking about this. Like, why is Mixon not in there on 3rd and 1?
So dumb.
I don't think they would have gotten there without Jamar Chase. So let's be honest. So anyone who was saying that was a bad pick at 5,
he just set all the rookie.
One offensive lineman's not going to push you into the Super Bowl, but Jamar Chase did. So they got a good team to build around. They got their playmakers now and solidify that O line, and they're going to be in good shape.
Yeah.
It's cool to think about that LSU team, that Burrow, Chase, Jefferson.
That's what I've been saying. That college football team, I've said it the last 2 years. They're the best college football team of all time. There's no way.
They got nothing on Vince Young and Lima Swede.
Stop. They're good. There's just no way. That team was unstoppable.
The 2000
for right now. I mean, these guys are only 2 years in the league. They made some early noise. Let's see what they could do for their whole career.
Was Derek Stingley that corner coming out? He was on the team during when
I don't think he was playing. He was probably a freshman, if anything.
I don't know. I'll have to check that, but I'm just saying that.
Just go check the Miami Hurricanes roster of the early 2000s.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the roster.
Didn't watch football.
Could have all Hall of Famers. I'm talking about what they did just purely in the season, just dominating every top-tier team. But we're not talking about college football. Anyway, it was a great season. None of our teams even made the playoffs, but we still had a fun time.
Corey, where are they shipping off Carl Wentz to?
Yeah, where's
they'll probably just cut him.
DC, maybe. I saw.
Washington. I mean, they'll try to trade him for whatever they're worth. I mean, it's probably one of the worst trades, and I mean, it's stacking up to be one of the worst trades in franchise history just for like what we gave up. I mean, you have to give the guy a chance. I mean, it sucks that you gave up a 1st-round pick and you took on that contract, but thankfully, our draft capital, we were pretty good at drafting in the late rounds, and we have one of the top 3 salary caps in the league right now. So yes, it'll take it'll hurt if we have to cut them and we have to amass like 16 million dead money.
Who are you projecting the Colts starting quarterback week 1? Who's it going to be? And I'm actually curious as to what you have to say.
I mean, who I like or who I like?
No, who do you think?
Who do you think to be?
We all know
right
who
behind
you would like to start, or at least 1 or 2 that you would like.
So according to Jim Irsay, he wants to go all in, and he's tired of mediocrity coming out of what over the last 3 years of the Colts. So I think they go all in. I think they trade future draft picks again, which it may not work out. You never know. Like Peyton Manning left, he won the Super Bowl. Tom Brady left, won the Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford left, won the Super Bowl. So there's veteran quarterbacks out there that are looking for new homes, and the Colts have the pieces in place.
The Colts are ready to go.
Who is coming to the Colts?
Who do you realistically think they've got a chance at getting?
I got one person.
Realistically, it's probably gonna be Russell Wilson, just because of the fact that. So I would love to say Aaron Rodgers, but he's going to cost more. He's a little bit older.
Aren't the Packers throwing like $45 million there?
The Packers are going to try to keep him there. But what I'm saying with Russell Wilson is like that team's dead, the Seahawks team, and Russell's 34. He doesn't want to rebuild in Seattle, and
he wants an O-line.
Yeah, for sure. He's never had an O-line. So, and the Colts have one of the best O-lines in the league. So it makes sense in terms of like running numbers and like just like throwing it out there right away.
Yeah, I'd say he's the best chance you have for like a good quarterback that could go there. There's no other quarterback, I don't think, that like in the league now that's good besides Wilson that's going to the Colts though.
Yeah, and I don't think you have to give up as much as you would for Aaron Rodgers.
And so basically you're saying if it's not Wilson, you're basically the Colts are drafting someone.
I could see you getting maybe Kirk if the Vikings ship him out for Watson or something.
Brutal.
I can see them going for
That's
Kirk.
exactly who I was going to say. I was going to say it's either going to be Jimmy G or Kirk Cousins, and then they're going to draft Kenny Pickett or someone in the first round.
We don't have a first round pick, so.
You know, they'll have a veteran guy and to coach up the rookie.
Oh man, nothing like
about
just
Jimmy G.
I can see that now, Jimmy, because then you don't have to trade a first round guy. You get exactly what you were saying, same theory, you know. But
no, but Cousins and Russell Wilson, you should not include in the same tier.
First of all, the Colts want to win now, and Jimmy G can't. He's shown that he's capable of like being a pretty good leader, but he doesn't have.
He's not a super
factor as
quarterback.
Yeah,
he's very similar offense.
I mean that 49ers team arguably is better than the Colts team. Like if Jimmy G goes to the Colts,
Jimmy G's not going to have a choice. They're just going to ship him because Trey.
I get that. I get that.
No,
but what he's saying is like Irsay is going all in type stuff.
Yeah, they're going to let Jimmy G kind of dictate where he goes. No. Yes, they are. John Jerry came out and said that.
I do think
there's no leverage. They don't care. He's not going to play for them. So like,
but I think Lynch, Corey, I think Lynch did say like they're like we respect this
work
guy.
With you.
Like we want to make sure he lands in a spot he wants to be at the very least. Like they're not going to take like a garbage deal so that he can go wherever he wants, but they're going to like say like if we get some options, here they are. Where do you want to go?
Yeah.
That seems reasonable. If you get similar value on the table.
Yeah. I think that's what they're talking about.
We'll see. This is going to be a very interesting. There's so many quarterback moves. We have Watson going somewhere, Kirk Cousins going somewhere, Jimmy Garoppolo going somewhere.
Maybe Kyler Murray.
Maybe Winston still is. We still have to find out where he goes. Rodgers. I mean, this league is going to look so different.
Throw Baker in there.
Oh well, Baker
going anywhere.
Yeah,
no, he's not going anywhere. But
maybe after this season.
Let's keep it interesting.
I'm just this league next year is going to look so different, and you know it'll be fun to see where the landing spots are, but we'll have to wait. You know that's coming up. What in a month? We'll kind of everything will kind of
mid-March. We get the. They have a weird 3-day window where you can negotiate trades that are pushed through, and then you can start talking to free agents. Okay. And then it goes dark for a little bit, and I don't just open it up. Like
so
we're overthinking it.
So thinking forward, I think that once talking about next season going because this is the last show of the year, probably going to go on a little hiatus for a month. March Madness is coming up. No one's talking about football. Once things start shaking out and we can kind of react to the moves of the off season and then maybe do an episode about the draft. And then going into the next year, we'll start really breaking down going into redraft fantasy football, do some best ball type YouTube stuff and get into next season. But do you guys have anything else to say about this year? Or what we plan on doing next year?
No, maybe
I guess we'll say we plan on bringing a lot more guests on.
Yeah, we'll do more guests and don't count us out until like the NFL season. Like maybe we'll hop on, during like peak months of like sports of like, maybe playoffs
NBA
and like
playoffs,
NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, stuff that, we like besides football. Cause I know Alex and I and Nick love NHL playoff hockey and
there's chalk in every league. Am I right?
Yeah. And well, it's also
we're
fun
here to source it.
PB just blindly bets NHL games and, so maybe we can come on and I know sometimes he hits and, we'll get those occasional texts like, oh, look what I have 3 for 3 for tonight.
He's like, I'm taking the Blackhawks -1.5. Yeah. Don't do that ever.
Yeah. You should have listened. I told you they need a little more than that.
Hey,
so
listen,
we'll keep posting social media. keep an eye out for the Child Talk
March Madness. Honestly, I don't know. We still have to decide.
Let's do a bracket buster show.
We could do an in-person March Madness in Texas too.
That's true. But
we can do.
But leading up to the March Madness, we can kind of do a thing. But
check us out on Twitch. We're gonna open up a Twitch channel, get some fan interaction, and
there's a lot of new stuff coming.
Exciting things. A lot of things building in the metaverse. We're going to be the first.
Okay, what tangent are you even talking about right now?
Check us out on the Sandbox Grid 4483. We're there.
Yeah. We're there.
I'm just kidding. I don't even know if Grid 4483 is a thing.
Oh my gosh, we'll never be in the Sandbox or whatever the hell you just talked about.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. So enjoy your off season. Order yourself some Toro coffee, freshest coffee in the game, and we'll talk soon.
All right. Well, that's a wrap for this year's NFL season, and we'll see you guys in about a month. All right. See you guys.
See ya.
Peace out.